Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another declutter in my declutter series. Today I'm tackling my powder highlighters. Now these are pretty much powder highlighters that, are palettes that only have highlighters. Of course I have other palettes that maybe are cheek palettes that have contour, blush, bronzer, and a highlight. Today's video is just going to be my already pretty edited highlighter collection. So I have a feeling I'm going to be keeping most of these. My last two declutter videos have been lip products, specifically liquid lipsticks and glosses, and then after that I did a foundation. So today is highlighters. If you want to see more, keep watching. Please subscribe down below so you don't miss any future declutters. We're going to go through these one by one. I'm going to swatch them all and let you know my quick thoughts. Will I keep them? Will I pass them on to a friend? Or will I put them in the trash? First up is this. This is the Smashbox Spotlight palette in the shade Pearl. This was a Casey Holmes collaboration. If you can't already tell by the state of this palette, it is very, very, very well loved. So this has 3 highlighter shades in it. These two are a more like lit from within finish, and this one on the end is a more glitzy, glittery, metallic frost kind of finish. And you can really see that on my finger. This one's going to pick up texture more, but these two, on the other hand, are much more flattering. I love the more white highlight, but I also use that kind of like peachy, golden one in the middle, and then the last one's more of a champagne sparkle. So, as you can see, really love this palette so much. I think it's a great bang for buck. Beautiful if you have fair skin, so 100% I'm going to keep this. Next up are these two singles by Kaja Beauty. This is the Mochi Glow, and we have it in the shade Toy, Alien, and Luna. And these are really interesting. So these are kind of that like soft, creamy, cream to powder finish. And it's kind of a lit from within glow. So these are very wearable. That is Luna and Toy Alien. This brand is exclusive to Sephora. It's from the makers of Smashbox, so it's a K-beauty brand. These are really handy because they do have a mirror. You can apply them on the go just with your fingers. A brush doesn't really take them to their full potential, so you want to use your fingers, tap it alongside your cheekbones and wherever else you'd like to highlight. So I'm definitely going to be trying these out some more, so I will be keeping them. Alright, next up we have this palette from e.l.f. And this kind of is one that like went from my setting powder drawer to my highlight drawer because I wasn't really sure where it fit in. This is the Illuminating Palette, and it's definitely a great bang for buck. You've got 4 powders in here and a huge mirror, so it's very handy, but I couldn't really figure out if these are more like the hourglass powders, like the ambient powders where you can use them for setting. It's definitely significantly more glittery. So I just wasn't sure. I ended up putting it back in my highlight drawer. So this product is just currently on the chopping block for me because I just haven't been reaching for it. The one shade I would use from this palette is this kind of white champagne. I mean, they're just so incredibly smooth. I mean, those are gorgeous. I just never reach for this. It's gonna go in the pass on to friends, but I'm gonna be thinking about it in the back of my head. I'm gonna grab this one from e.l.f. too because this one is one that survived other declutters because, I'm like, oh, it's a drugstore option. It's really affordable and accessible. Should I keep it? But the fact of the matter is I just never reach for it. This is in Moonlight Pearls, and it's their baked highlighter. It's beautiful in the pan, right? Beautiful on the finger. Beautiful on the skin. But when you look at it up close, it is a ton of silver glitter. It's a beautiful champagne color overall, but I don't know. I haven't reached for it. And the other thing that irritates me about this is that when you get it, the top layer is so hard that no product comes off, and you have to like literally take a pair of tweezers and scrape off the top layer to get to the better baked powder underneath it. I just feel like that's way too much work for anybody to do. I'm gonna put it in the pass on for now. Next up is this. I think you already know what it's gonna be. Becca Champagne Pop Pressed Shimmering Skin Perfector. It's a beautiful peachy gold color. It's sometimes and on some days borderline too dark for me, but I apply this with a like duo fiber brush really, really softly to the tops of my cheekbones and even onto the apples of my cheek for a beautiful kind of warm, sun-kissed, beautiful glow. It's just so beautiful. And I think I'm already starting to see the pan rings in the bottom because, you know, I've had this pretty much since it came out when Jaclyn Hill announced it. So I'm definitely going to keep this for when I want a more pronounced, prominent highlight. These two highlighters are by Pixi. You can tell I've used this one a lot. These are the Glowy Gossamer Duos. And we have the duos in Subtle Sunrise, which is this one, and Delicate Dew. And these are an incredible formula. So just taking these two colors here, I mean, like that is insanely metallic and reflective. The beauty of these is that you can, again, apply it with a duo fiber brush to kind of get that top of the cheek reflective wet kind of look. It does pick up texture and pore, so just proceed with caution. But if you want something that's a little more pronounced and obvious, kind of at the bottom of the swatch is like a better representation of what it will look like on your cheeks. So I'm going to be keeping Delicate Dew, Subtle Sunrise. It's like, I think that would be good on my skin, but this one's just too dark for my skin, I feel like. What do you guys think? I feel like this combo is less unique to my collection because I already have kind of gold and like rose gold copper covered, and the other duo has a pink in it, which is more unique to my collection. Packaging is so tattered, it's very clear this is my favorite, and this one just, I like it, but I don't want to hoard makeup, and I think a friend would put this to better use, so I'm going to put that in the pass on pile. Next up is the Sleek Makeup Solstice palette. This is a YouTube cult favorite. Let's just wipe off the packaging. There we go, that's a little better. So I actually picked this up, I think in Amsterdam when I was there 2 summers ago. And this palette is insane. It comes with a little brush. I never use the brush. There are 3 powder highlights in here and 1 cream. I personally never use the cream because I just don't like the way cream highlights feel on my skin typically. I use these 2 shades the most. And then I occasionally use the purple, but it's more of like a frosty kind of wet purple. I don't know, you guys. I was thinking about decluttering this, but now that I'm swatching again, I remember how much I love this. I'd say this one's the most wearable of the 3. This one is really good if you're extremely fair. And this one's definitely like a more purpley, pinky, fun option. I'm going to wait till I swatch the last 2 to make a decision on that. This is a maybe. The last 2 highlights here are from Kevyn Aucoin. These are the Neo highlighters. This one's in Sahara and this one's in Ibiza. They describe Sahara as a golden rose glow. And look at that. It's a beautiful large pan highlighter with this gradient effect, so you get a much more lighter champagne on this side and more of a shimmery bronze on this end. I typically stick my brush in this end of the palette because I am more fair skinned. It is very powdery, so you get a lot of fallout when you tap your brush into this. I don't really mind that too much, but it's just something to consider when you're spending so much money. So that's kind of it in the lighter end. This is what it kind of looks like in the middle. That's what it kind of looks like on the end. And then of course you can swipe all the way across to get something like that. So since this is a more subtle lit from within glow, I think I can get a lot more wear out of this, so I'm not ready to let it go. I use it several times per week, every week. So as you can see, the Kevyn part of the pan is already worn down, and Aucoin is definitely way more visible. So going to be keeping this since I like it. It is very wearable and gorgeous, and I feel just so luxurious when I reach for this compact because it's so nice. And the last one is in Ibiza, and this is an iridescent glow, and look how fun this is. So you have a light champagne on this side and a more iridescent purple on this end. Again, you can kind of pick and customize where your brush goes, or you can swipe all the way across to get something a little more fun and unique. And you can see those are gorgeous. And that's why I was struggling thinking about my Sleek palette, because since it does have that purple shade in there, I just was wondering if it would be redundant having this as well. I just feel like having both would be a little bit redundant, even though the formulas and textures are different. This one's much more glittery and pronounced. This one's much more soft, finely milled, and wearable. I'm having trouble, you guys. I think I'm going to declutter the sleek just because this is much older. I think I'm going to be throwing it away because it's over 24 months old at this point because I went to Europe over 2 years ago. So that's going to go in the trash pile. And I'm going to be keeping this. Alright, so let's put our highlighters back in. It's not perfect, but this is how they fit. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're keeping 7. All right, and here we have the pile of products I'm going to be giving away or trashing. I think I'm going to give away these two, barely swatched and used, and they still have a lot of life left in them. I think one of my friends will really like those. So this is old, used, and expired. This I feel like nobody's going to want it, and it's also old. And this was not my most cutthroat declutter, but still, I'm really happy with what I have and what I'm giving away and getting rid of. I feel like even small progress is progress. So if you're feeling overwhelmed decluttering yourself, just take it slow and do it, whatever you feel comfortable with. Again, if you'd like to see any other declutters, I'll link my playlist up here. I have declutters on foundation and liquid lipstick and lip gloss. So go check that out. Please hit the video with a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I hope you're having a great day wherever you are, and I'll see you very soon in the next one. Bye!